What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, welcome back, guys. Let me tell you something. The students at VCU, Bethune Cookman University, have done what they said they were going to do. They staged a protest. And I must admit, and congratulations to the young men and women who attended and showed support. That was a good thing. And it was a lot of people out there. Surprisingly, most of the athletic department was out there as far as students from, different sports and stuff. And if you guys have been covering the story or paying attention to what's been going on today, you've seen all kind of stuff. You've seen people holding signs up. They were chanting, bring Ed Reed back. A whole bunch of good stuff, But I'm going to be honest with you. Watching this and dealing with the, earlier today, looking at it and saying, well, that's good they're protesting, but I think it'll be a moot point and nothing to happen. But check this out. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I will leave the news article in the description box below so you guys can look at it and take what you will from it. But I think, honestly, this may work, and Ed Reed might be the coach by the end of this week. They might reinstate him and bring him back. And it's a lot of factors that I want to get into today. And I mean, I'm being dead honest on this. So I'm not really going to bash the school or anything like that. But a lot of points I'm making, you can see them on different news outlets. So I'm speaking about what I've seen physically from students. So I don't want to hear you bashing the school and all this other stuff. And then another thing is this, listen, I'm just a guy that makes videos and gives my opinion. And I'm being dead honest with you. Have I been to every HBCU? No. But I have attended an HBCU in college. So a lot of the stuff that people say about them, I can sympathize with. A lot of the other stuff that I hear, I've never experienced it, but I'm not going to sit here and say somebody else is a liar because I haven't seen it. So let's get that understood real quick. A lot of people get on here when a judge, you this. Listen, anyway, but I just figured I'd say that because I'm going to be honest and keep it real with you guys at all times. But check it out. In these protests, first thing, the reason why I say he can come back, I'll leave to the end, but I want to just talk a little bit about the protest real quick. First thing is this. In the protest, you've seen a lot of different people out there. I thought they were just protesting to bring Ed Reed back. But if you pay attention to how the protests are going, and when I say they, I'm talking about the students, period, really believed in Ed Reed, not just as a sports person or a head coach, but somebody, like they said, that was bringing change. Because everybody, the way they organized that was slick. Everybody came out there, and you look at the signs. If you have to pause it, look at some of the signs people had in these news articles. Everybody had their own grievance about what they had a problem with the school for. And I think that was huge. That's huge. Everybody, you've seen signs as talking about the mold. You've seen signs talking about tuition, and it's too high for them to be living the way they living. You've seen signs of people saying their own personal account of, what was going on out there. Some people was complaining about hot water. They showed pictures of dilapidated dorms. You know what I'm saying? Mold growing in the rooms and on furniture and all kind of stuff like that. Listen, that is a bad look. Just the mold issue by itself. And some students said the mold was there prior to when, I'm going to say the word, COVID, when COVID came, prior to the pandemic. And they were showing some of the mold spores. Some of that was black mold. Black mold, you're supposed to shut the building down, period. So, honestly, man, that's lawsuit material. And one young lady said she got sick from the mold. See, the thing is, I think, if everything is the way it's showing, that university is dangling with a lawsuit. Because any other university with sense would know black mold, you got to eliminate that. That is a super high priority. But anyway, that's one thing. But I think what they're doing and the way they're doing it is going to work. It may, well, I'm saying it's working. Let me say it's working because it's opening the eyes of America to see that this is a college campus, and unfortunately, it's a HBCU, and they're bringing the issues up. See, a lot of times when the haves have and the have-nots don't have, The haves will not give to the have-nots unless they complain about not having. You understand what I'm saying? And now everything's brought to the forefront because the have-nots, you know what I'm saying, are tired of it. Now, I'm not saying people are poor or nothing like that, so don't take nothing out of it. But Ed Reed represented a change in the dynamic of everybody getting what they supposed to be getting or what was promised. So it's not just about football no more. We're bringing Ed Reed back, and I think it's pressure on these people. It's major pressure on them because remember, the president, he has what? Psychology degree, and he knows, followed up by what? He's into media psychology. How the media can influence people. This right here is a bad look for somebody that has a degree in dealing with that. So some change got to be made. And I know last night after all this and everything blew up and they knew the state, they knew the protest was going to come. And then something on top of that supposed that happened. I forgot the name of the restaurant, and shout out to them. You know, some of you guys know who they are. They supposedly, a catering service that Ed Reed had come out there to feed the young man over the weekend, they supposedly came back to show solidarity with the protesters and brought free food and catering for the protesters to eat. And supposedly the school did some craziness, like when they were setting up, hey, y'all got to leave now, y'all got to go, y'all can't, y'all got to get out of here. So they kind of was like, you know, got slick on them. Then they said, somebody said in the, one of the students said, supposedly they closed all the entrances and just had one entrance and made people come through the entrance one by one. I guess like trying to discourage people from coming from off campus to come protest too. It is what it is. But either way, it still looks bad, man. People have a right to express themselves. I mean, that's one of the things people talk about. We have a right to petition and all of that stuff with the Constitution, all this other stuff. But listen, it's two ways I think Bethune Cookman is going to handle this. They will either bring Ed Reed back and we'll hold off on that to the end. Or they'll do a rush hiring and they'll just pull somebody and be like, yeah, he's a new head football coach, and try to get the situation. Either way, I think it'll probably happen by the end of this week, because this right here dragging on, it's not a good look. So far, they've had enough scrutiny to where, you know, people are looking at them side-eyed. You know, when I say I'm saying the public. And you got kids there telling on you and all this stuff and they're reporting stuff, it ain't going to go back to normal. Now, two sides of the coin. They have to be sitting up there deliberating this situation about Ed Reed. Yeah, they felt good when they let him go, but I think they didn't know he wasn't going to go quietly. With him not going quietly, it puts them in this situation where they have two different things. Okay, we let him go. Do we just hold on and make sure this stuff died down? Or do we bring him back and look weak and act like it was a big misunderstanding and just take the heat off of that rather than be exposed? So it's like, do you want them to expose you for poor campus condition and mistreatment of the students health-wise, or do you want to bring Ed Reed back who said he can fix it? That's why I say this might work. And then another thing, that's a lot of negative press they do not need. The last thing I want to say, and I want you guys to you just heard it here. Right? I'll leave the link to the news video and you can get what you want from it. But this is what I heard. Supposedly, either Coach Reed or a representative of Coach Reed is at the school today, supposedly meeting with college officials. So I don't know what that's about, because you let the man go. I don't see him coming back, you know, begging for a job. So they either brought somebody back, hey, let's talk. You understand what I'm saying? Or it's kind of like Ed Reed might become with a lawsuit. But I mean, those are the two things, reasons why I say somebody, a representative of Ed Reed would be there. You guys make up what you want. But another thing is this. Surprisingly today, and this is a bad stab at the university too. Surprisingly today, guess who was at the rally? The grandson of Mary Bethune Cookman. The actual grandson. He had all the gear on. He was out there with the protesters, and he spoke to the media. He said if his grandmother was alive, she would have bypassed what he said, and she would have took him in. You know what I'm saying? So the college is named after her. You know what I'm saying? They talking about they want the attributes and all that of Mary Bethune Cookman. What the grandson say? Man, bring that man back. Listen, I'm Stock Market Steve, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave me a comment after you take a look at the news story that I'm leaving in the description box. Tell me what you think, man. Should Ed Reed go back? And I think, honestly, with the way they showed support of him, that right there would make him come back without him looking weak. But either way, you know, the university doesn't look good. But as always, I'll see you guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video as usual. Take care.